So in the past, a few people have asked, what are some classical guitar CDs that I would recommend? And I started to make that video, and then I realized something else that I should maybe answer first. And what that would be is, why should you still buy CDs today? So that video is coming very, very soon, so be on the lookout for that. But let's talk about this first. If you're new here, my name is John. Welcome to an episode of For the Classical Guitarist, and let's get started. Okay, so when people talk about CDs compared to MP3s, the first thing that everyone always says is that CDs just sound better. And I'm gonna say, yes, that's true. There is scientific facts to prove why it sounds better. But most people listen to their music on their phones, their tablets, computers, laptops, and all that stuff. And those things usually can't show you how good music can actually sound unless you're going through external speakers of some kind. So that's a good one, but let's leave that to the side for now. My first reason is because when you get a CD, you get the whole package. You get to see what the artist wanted you to see as well as what the artist wanted you to hear. Maybe there's photos in the album artwork that actually show what the music is about, or maybe the back album artwork has something else, or maybe even the CD itself has some nice coloring to it that shows you what to expect, what this music is actually going to try to show you when you listen to it. My next big one is going to be the album artwork inside, I guess you could say, the CD packet. There's so much stuff in there. There's photos of the musicians in there, there's photos of the composers in there, the photos of the people all involved on the recording, all this stuff. When you look at sites such as Spotify or Pandora, all you get sometimes, if even that, is just going to be the album artwork. And that's only a small part of it. Inside, there's so much more stuff that actually show you things you should know. Also, the other thing with sites such as Spotify and Pandora, you can't even see the full title, especially for classical music. And yes, I know that it scrolls and stuff, and eventually you can see it, but you can't give a quick look and figure out what you're listening to. You have to wait sometimes. Sometimes it's midway and all this stuff. With a CD, it shows you so clearly the whole thing. You can look at all of them and just figure out what track is going to come next, and it makes it just much, much easier. Small reason, but something I did want to add in there. Now, for me, the biggest thing that the CD gives you is all the stuff inside of the CD packet, especially for classical music. There's so much stuff in there. You don't only get to know the artist that played it, because you already probably know that because that's why you bought the CD in the first place, but you get to know who produced the record, you get to know who wrote the program notes, you get to know who took the photos, you get to know all the stuff. You get to even know some of the other players that play on the record that a lot of times on sites like Spotify, you can't even see. They just don't even show that information. And you can find it out on Google, maybe, but even on certain CDs, you have to do some digging. It's not as easy just opening it up and just scrolling down to see, oh, who played drums on that record? Oh, it was this person. Got it. I'm going to go see what other records they played on because I love their playing. Now, as a guitarist, the biggest thing for me is that you get all this information included in there with the program notes about the music. And that's why we're really here. When you're playing a piece of music, the best thing you can do, as I'm sure you got from other videos of mine, is start to know just more about what you're playing. Know the history of the composer. And that's exactly what these guitar players are doing in their CDs. You can open one up and just look at all the program notes and see what they thought you should know when you're listening to the music that they're playing, which I think is pretty helpful, especially if you're a guitarist, especially if you're going to be playing some of these pieces too. It's like getting a quick head start before you actually start doing the work of playing the piece. So really important. So for this next point, I'm not going to go into too much detail about it because there's already tons of videos and articles about it already, but that would be sites such as Spotify and Pandora really don't pay their artists fairly. And it's something like every few thousand streams, the artist gets like maybe even only 1 penny, which is pretty bad. And for bigger artists that have millions and millions of streams on a song, it's not as big of a deal because at least they're getting something. But for smaller artists, they're paying to have the music up there and they're pretty much getting nothing from it. So buying CDs is one of the best ways you can do. So buying CDs is one of the best things that you can do to just help support musicians overall, especially if they're people that you know, because most of the money that you put into giving towards them, most of that's going to go back into helping them fund future projects. So if everything else I said isn't a reason enough already, definitely buy it for that reason. Now, the last thing that I want to say is just going to be that a lot of this stuff that we're going to listen to as classical guitarists isn't on Spotify. And yes, I know a lot of it is, but a lot of it isn't as well. A lot of these CDs I have back here, I don't have them because I think that they're the greatest CDs ever. I mean, I like all of them, but the real reason why is because a lot of them you can't find on Spotify. If I want to listen to this music, I have no other way to reach it except for maybe on YouTube, which is not my ideal place to listen to music. For example, this CD over here, which is a duo between Sergio Assad and his daughter Clarissa Assad, is one of my favorite CDs out there, and I can't listen to it on Spotify. The only way I could have gotten it is actually by buying it at their concert after seeing them in 2016, which is kind of cool because I gotta get signed by them. But on top of that, if I didn't buy it then, I wouldn't have any way to listen to that music, and I love listening to these songs. Anyway, so this is just a short video that I wanted to make, nothing too crazy. I did want to just make it for you guys, so that way you guys get an idea of why I think you should buy CDs in the first place, before I tell you to go out and buy all these other classical guitar CDs, which I will in the next video. So if you're still here, thanks for watching. Hopefully I'll see you guys in the next video, and subscribe and check out more videos of mine for more. Thanks again, and I'll see you soon.